Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, the not digitally pictured on your screen is Evergen producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with Sweet Home Chicago Blackhawks 2027-2028 season Crazy Train Part 19. Jeff, our last stream did not go well.
What have you done to us, Adam?
I mean, I haven't done anything. We just couldn't string together anything.
Yep.
Couldn't get our goalies out. Couldn't get anything going. I think we need to look at our tactics more than anything
Yeah, I
else.
mean, well, worst start we've had, I think, to a season in this game so far. So let's see what's wrong. Take a look at the player stats to begin with. Bedard is off a little bit, but I mean, the first line is, they seem to be producing. Lashunov's doing fine. Korchinski is actually having, not nice, but on par with last year. A little better. Okay, Lardis is doing okay. And Lacombe, we want to trade, is actually playing decently, but then Pionka's okay. I guess Bertuzzi, who will probably let walk as a free agent at the end of the year because he's declining. He's not doing that great, only 2 goals. Then it gets ugly.
Yeah.
Oliver Moore, that's a disappointment. Francesco Pinelli, who had a great rookie year, is having a not so great second season.
Well, again, it just everything seems to not be working for us.
Nazar, who we gave a new 5-year contract to, apparently enjoying himself with the money a little too much because he's fallen way off. 1 goal in 27 games.
Yeah.
And Conrad, who we got for Donato, started terribly, and we haven't really given him a chance since then. But the big problem is the goaltending. Spencer Knight's been terrible. And he's gone downhill a little bit in every season. He was great in the first season, a little less great in the second season, not so great last year, and just pretty much bad this year. The trend is not good there. So,
not particularly, no.
One thing I'm going to do, Nadeau is gone for 1 to 2 weeks, so I am going to put him on the injured list. For now, Pinelli is only day-to-day. But I think I want to bring up a center from Rockford and swap him in for Pinelli. All Pinelli's hurt. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be Degenstein. Ooh, no. 4 points in 18 games? Maybe not. Partridge is looking a little better, and they both 2.5 stars. Yeah. Wait, who's doing the scoring for this team?
We looked at this last time.
Yeah, Savoy. Basically nobody. The goalies were the ones that were keeping them in. Frolov's having a good year. Giampa, I don't think that's even our guy. That's somebody that Rockford signed. Well, let's give Brody Partridge a look.
Well, again, I think we need to just move our tactics more than change.
Yeah, I'm just doing
players.
The injuries though. And Lashinov is day-to-day, so I'm going to give Conrad another look, but actually, no, I'm going to put Lashinov back in for a second just while we look at the tactics. So, breakout is good for Bedard, but nobody else really. Is anybody? Okay, yeah, strict positional seems to work a lot better for us. Not good for Lashinov, but great for Bedard and good for a few other guys. Okay, the offensive zone attacking tactics behind the net does not seem like a good idea. But we've got a lot of guys who don't really fit with the other options. Let's try cycle. Oh, that's forecheck. Oh, we got nobody that can forecheck reasonably well. That's part of the problem. Oh, we got developmental issues or something. There's...
Do we need to fire some coaches?
Or find some different players. I mean, try some other stuff, but a lot of these are bad fits. I'll leave it like that for right now. Actually, wait, no. I'll take the shooting down a notch, but move the attacking pressure up a bit, and swap Shuna for Conrad for this one game. And let's see how this works against Montreal. Oops. Oh, that's a number 4. Partridge. No, you can't have 11.
Well, he could. It just wouldn't be a good choice.
And 3-2 win in overtime. But again, it's the... Well, good game out of night at least, but it's the first line carrying us again, it looks like.
Well, that's why I talked about splitting that first line up and did for a game or two before you started crying and telling me I did the wrong thing. Right? That's what happened.
Just won the game for us, so don't think it's too bad. Conrad had a goal. Good defensive effort all around. Partridge was not impressive, though. And Reichel hasn't really been doing anything, so I'm going to try Musiak in there with him instead of him. Detroit are way out in front. They're the defending Cup champions. We lost to them in the finals last year. If anybody's coming in late, the way this has gone so far is we did surprisingly well the first year. So that cranked the owners' expectations way up, and then we actually managed to win the Cup the second year. And then last year we wound up against Detroit in the finals. Bedard missed the whole last part of the season. We almost got him back, and then he had a setback in his injury treatment, and he was gone for the finals, and that was the end of that. You know, obviously, you see Detroit is very strong right now, so we just didn't match up well against them. Oh, the Oilers have slipped quite a bit.
Oilers' goaltending is interesting, I think, if memory serves.
Okay, Shinov and Pinelli's still hurt. Let's get them back all the way healthy. Oh, scoring doesn't look too great. McDavid and Draisaitl are kind of disappointing. I'm still there. It's, yeah, still... Well, the top end is pretty similar to what they've got now. And, yeah, young guys in goal. I mean, he's good. Vinny's a good prospect, but he's not there yet, although he's been playing pretty well. And Unger has... Well, they're giving him a shot, but he's never really done anything. Okay, same lineup again, or same lineup minus Reichel against Seattle.
Oh.
And another 3-2 overtime win. And Knight is the third star this time. They outshot us pretty handily, actually. ACX scored. And game scores again. Pretty good defensive game, although Partridge is not really working out well. I think as soon as Pinelli's back, Partridge goes back down. Yes, he has not been impressive, but at least we're back at 500 now.
The challenges of this team.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing slightly better. At least this may get Knight warmed up. And there we go. Pinelli is ready. Is he at 100%? Yes, he is. Okay, so Partridge. Or Pinelli and Partridge goes back down to Rockford. Left Shunov not ready yet. And how is Nadeau's day to day? So I'll reactivate him, and still 2 or 3 weeks out on Ekblad and his fractured wrist. And fitness looks okay. And give one now with Knight one more in a row. 3-1 win.
Very nice.
Maybe you were the problem, Adam.
I don't think so.
Of course, you don't think so. Conrad with another goal, so he may be picking it up now. But at least it's not a really tough division right now. We're within a few points of second place. The Blues are a little farther in front. Wow, the Atlantic is looking strong. Forgot to look. Do we have any harmony problems? No, we don't. Team is happy, just in not playing well. And Nadeau's still day to day, and Shunov. Shoulder is taking forever. Okay, let's go with the backup here, see what Soderblom does. 8-4 win. Okay, not great goaltending. Wow, Conrad with 4 assists. So maybe he stays in the lineup when Shunov is back. .45-30 outshot them. Nice. Scoring spread out pretty well. Really good game from Bedard. And Sternborg, who we called up, seems to be on. He's up to 3 stars. He's doing okay. And O'Brien creeps into the top 10 in scoring. And no, we're not going to get to the trading deadline in this one. I think that'll wind up being in your stream. Tampa Montreal trade. Ethan Gauthier for a second rounder. Or third rounder rather. Yeah, overkill. I noticed they had traded Creeder. I don't know what else is. Miller's still there. Lafreniere's basically the same. And Panarin's dropped way off. I think they just got old.
Overkill of ASC says Rangers in last despite having a top 3 goalie. That's about right.
Yeah. Okay, so Conrad out for Lashunov, but Lacombe or Renzel. So Renzel out for Conrad. But we may switch that to Lacombe. And still waiting on Nadeau. And win streak continues, 5-1. Lacombe heard me talking about replacing him, and he comes up with 2 goals. And Conrad with another goal, so he's picking up now.
Well, slowly moving.
Problem is, everybody else in the division has started winning too, so we're still in that big near 4 or 5 way tie for the middle places. But we do need to start winning divisional games. Because that's probably going to be what makes the difference. Okay, Zekblad, ready? Not quite. Nadeau's still out. Well, another thing I'm going to do is bump the first line ice time up a little bit. And Knight has actually cooled off again. How'd that happen? That's another win regardless, 6-1 over the Islanders. So, Adam, I seem to have won 6 in a row with this sub-500 team of yours.
Again, not my team. I wanted to address tactics last week, and you're like, no, we'll do it next week. I feel like I'm being repressed.
This kind of seems like alternate facts to me. I think got a little separation over Minnesota there. And as soon as I say that, Minnesota goes ahead of us. And another game that O's still not ready. Anaheim this time. 4-1 win. Just a good game all around there, it looks like. About 5 games above 500 now, so this could actually be a really tight playoff race now that I look at it. Because Vancouver is somehow staying above 500 in the Pacific. And we've got at least 6 legitimate playoff contenders on our side. Okay, Detroit sent Zach Whitecloud, who they apparently didn't need to Tampa for a 5th rounder. Couple of reports on lower level World Juniors. Maybe 1 or 2 interesting players in there, but nothing that we need right now. And finally, Nadeau is healthy again, but does he have a spot in the lineup? Now, Sternberg still hasn't scored yet, so I guess we give him that one. Let him slowly work his way back in. Seven-one win, or no, sorry, 2-1 win. Can't see the screen. And Lardis with in on both goals. And that was 28 saves and 29 shots for Knight, so he's definitely bumped the save percentage up some.
Well, him getting hot is important for success.
So we're momentarily in second. Oh, the Jets have actually passed the Blues and gone into first. Blues have slipped a little bit. But yeah, at this point, legitimately 6 teams who have a decent chance at winning the division. Take a quick look at the stats. Yeah, okay, Bedard has really picked up. Lardis continuing to do well. I think Moore has improved a little bit. His numbers still aren't great yet, but it's something at least. Okay, and it's a divisional game, so I'm going to leave Knight in. Otherwise, I would have started Soderblom. 4-3 win over the Jets. And Pinelli finally gets a couple of assists. Bad game out in Doe, though. We actually outshot the Jets pretty handily there. So now we are, well, tied for first with a game in hand. Bedard up to number 2 in the scoring race. Okay, Blues and Utah next. So I think I'll start to back up for the first game against the Blues, and then Knight goes back in for Utah. Jets doing surprisingly well despite having Hellebuck retire on them last year. Well, they traded him and then he immediately retired.
Well, I mean, I think they made them look good by trading him.
Goalie's not that great. Milic and Shane. but both putting up good numbers. Okay, keep rolling with this lineup because we're actually, wait, how many in a row is this? Counting the shootout wins for 11 wins in a row. And Soderblom gets a start here. He may lose that winning streak now. Well, sort of. Still an undefeated streak as the Blues win in overtime. And yeah, Bennington held them in 47 shots by us. Knight probably would have won that for us, but he'll get his chance today against Utah. And Knight actually tied for the league lead in wins now. And Bedard's got a 12-game point streak going, apparently. And there we go. 3-0 shutout over Utah by Knight. And Bedard keeps the streak going with 3 more points. Only 17 shots on Knight, but shutout's a shutout. And we're actually tied for first in the conference now, too, with Anaheim. But Detroit is way out in front in the league standings. And the Wild somehow hanging in there. I don't remember what they have. Oh, the Wings want to make us an offer. Martin Misiak for Phil Pronick, who is 30 now and seems to have gone downhill. Last season wasn't that productive, and he hasn't really done anything at all this year, and he's at 2.5 stars now, so.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Would have been good a couple of years ago, but no, not trading the young guy for the aging guy in decline now. Mid-season award contenders. Bedard for the Hart. Bedard for the Richard. Bedard for the Ross. Bedard is a long shot for the Ted Lindsay Award, and none of our other guys, so basically just Bedard. We're not even getting mentioned for Coach or GM of the Year. And we should get the player poll next in a second because we're at the end of this year, at the end of the calendar year. And it will take a second to go over from the 31st to the 1st, just because there's a few things going on in the background with the year. He said it's not as long as the July 1st one, but still there's going to be a bit to do. But player poll first. Absolutely none of our guys mentioned.
Harsh.
Tony DeAngelo continues to be the most overrated player in the league. Most controversial is Matteo Nobert. What do I know about him? Just that if he's on your roster, controversy will follow, or the Caps got... Well, Caps have some conflict issues, but that guy isn't involved in any of them.
Yet.
We are fine, yeah. And New Year's Eve game against San Jose. And we end the year on a winning note, 6-3. Oh, Nadeau finally got a couple of goals. Pinelli as well, although he had a bad defensive game. And then a New Year's Day game against Seattle. We're in first by 2 points at the moment. But yeah, Detroit on track for 120, maybe even 130 point season. The Panthers are the second best team in their division and also the second best in the league. What happened to the Spengler Cup? Nothing really interesting. Development report. Lots of young guys continuing to go up, but who's going down? Nobody is going down. And continuing to dominate the jersey sales. Good. And Ekblad is now day-to-day, so we're going to have some decisions to make about the defenseman when he comes back. I think Rinzel's going to have to go down for sure. In fact, might as well do that right now. And activate Ekblad, but he won't go into the lineup yet. Budget is fine. Scouts. Go with Nightingale again. Finally lost one. 6-2 to Seattle.
As expected.
New Year's Day. Apparently everybody was hungover. But I'm sure we'll bounce back. But I mean, halfway through the season, we're back on top in the division, so, and the conference as well, or at least tied for it with Anaheim. Oh, pretty good recovery so far. But the Jets aren't giving up. They're tied with us again. And pretty good parity around the league. I mean, there's no one team that's really awful. Dallas is, I think, last overall, tied with the Rangers for last overall, but neither of them are really bad. But we're probably going to have to do something with Ekblad in a second. I'm thinking probably take Lacombe out. Just because I want to see if we can keep Conrad headed up. And Lacombe with Rinzel doing okay when the time we had him up is probably trade bait at the deadline. And Van Oven's having a great season in goal for Utah. Isn't that the guy that when we were playing Utah last year, we had him and we traded him away?
Yeah.
Just taking a little time to work through the first year. Should speed up after that. It'll get there eventually. And there we go, finally on to the second. Okay, Ekblad almost back. How's the owner? He's happy enough, it looks like. Yeah, job security still very strong. Fans are very happy. Top draft, it looks like kind of a weak draft this year. Top guys are around 4 points, and mostly European.
We have a bunch of mid picks this year.
Yeah, don't think it's going to make much sense to trade up this year. And Ekblad's still not quite ready. How has Misiak been doing? Not badly. Probably going to have to do something with Sternborg soon. I don't want to leave him sitting on the bench all the time because he missed the whole year, or almost all of the year last year to an injury. So he does need playing time. And Ekblad is back. So, I think we'll go out Ekblad in. That's sent Sternborg down. And I'm not going to call anybody up just for the time being because we got Reichel who can play anywhere if we need him. Okay, trying to get back on the winning streak. But not here. 3-2 overtime loss to the Blues. Oh no, regulation loss. Not really a bad game out of the night, but some bad defensive play and really mediocre offensive. Oh, we had a terrible game for Bedard offensively. And despite the loss, Knight leads the league in wins, probably because we're overplaying them. Yeah, I'm going to take a quick look at Rockford when we get to the next game. Just want to see if the scoring there has picked up any.
Still moving a little bit closer all the time.
Nothing major changing in our scoring, but what is going on with Rockford? Ooh, they're down to 12, 15, and 4. And Frank Ireland, a minor league veteran they've signed themselves, is leading a team in scoring. I guess Partridge's bad couple of games with us didn't hurt him. He's still doing pretty well. Vanaker. Guy looked like he was going to be playing for us regularly at one point. Now he's got 1 goal in 30 games. Takenstein not having a good rookie year. Sternberg is doing okay in the time that he's getting. Have the goalie slipped? Ooh, yeah, they have. Both above 3. Furlow still got a decent goals against or a decent save percentage, but yeah, Rockford is not a great team at the moment, which is weird because we've got one of the, I think, are we at the top of the prospect rankings? Yeah, we're number 1 in prospect rankings. Maybe our guys are just a little young yet. But game against Columbus. There we go, another shutout for Knight, 3-0. But the Jets are continuing to hang in there despite the shaky goaltending. Questionable goaltending, at least. It's actually been pretty solid. Milic is 4th in the league in save percentage, and 2nd in goals against average. And what happened in World Juniors? USA wins the World Junior Tournament. Landon DuPont, who was drafted by New Jersey but got sent down and is not really tearing apart the WHL, but still pretty good. But he's apparently the best player in the tournament. What went wrong with Canada, though? Ouch! Knocked out of the first playoff round by Slovakia, and they were only 1-2-1 in the round robin. That's embarrassing. Slovakia having a surprisingly good tournament, although they did get upset by Sweden in the semis, and then the U.S. crushes Sweden in the final. Slovakia winds up with the bronze, so.
Slovakia's doing something right then.
Yeah, I'm just looking for any on Kazda. Who's that? Okay, Slovakian who was playing in the AHL and got loaned there for the tournament. Turco, yeah, playing in top level of the Slovakian league. Interesting group of guys that just yeah, had a really good crop of players this year. Okay, need to get Soderblom a chance. Should not have given him one. 5-1 loss to Edmonton. Oh, and Lucas Dostal finally, the Oilers fixed their goaltending situation in the logical way. Lucas Dostal been sitting as a UFA for a couple of months, so they may suddenly get a lot better. Wonder what they paid him. Yeah, Nikolai Ehlers gets his 300th goal playing for San Jose. Yeah. Well, they only gave Dostal a 1-year contract, $6.5 million. But I think they're going to get their money's worth out of him. Because that fixed the one big hole in the Oilers.
Oh, that's where he signed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Speaking of signing, what do we got to do with contracts here? Lacombe. Even though we're trying to trade him at the moment, I think we should re-sign him because he's relatively cheap.
Well, just leave him right now until past the trade deadline.
He'll have less value at the trade deadline if we don't sign him now, though.
Well, go look at the depth chart and tell me if you think it's really important to sign him. I feel like you're just going to put us in a bind.
Oh. Got 35 million cap space.
Yeah, and you're going to block all the young guys coming up.
But I think we got everybody else signed that we need to sign. Lindstein and Rockford. Don't know if that's... Turn the auto qualify on for Misiak and Lindstein, just so we make them, we technically qualify them, so they, even if they leave, it'll be as RFAs. And we're starting to lose games here. I'm going to try Reichel back in for Misiak. There we go, 2-0 shutout for Knight. Only 16 shots from Nashville, but good enough. And offer from the Devils, Misiak. A really mediocre looking AHL center. Well, barely an AHL center, has been in ECHL for most of the year. That's a no.
Probably a good idea. Not much of a change.
Jets are really pulling away, though. They're up 6 on us now. And Devils have another offer. Again from Misiak, this time a slightly better AHLer. Still not getting there yet, though. What's going on with the Jets, though? Milic's not really showing up in the star numbers, but he's having a great year. 925 save percentage, 4 shutouts, 224 goals against average, and Shane has been doing pretty well as his backup too. And Jets' big scorer, Noel Gunler. Did not see that coming. How did he even wind up there? Oh, right, that's when they traded Hellebuck to the Senators right before he retired. That's who they got back. So I'd say that trade worked out pretty good for Winnipeg, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was getting a point per game on the first line for a retired goalie. There we go. 3-2 win over Utah. Two in a row, and the division's, well, center and middle of the division is spreading out a little bit now. We've got 6 points between us and Utah in 6th place. And the Wing is still 10 points clear of anybody else in first place in the league. And Larkin on track for probably 120 points or so. Yeah, wow, after saying it was starting to spread out, got tight again in the division standings. And Nashville moves Gabe Velarde to the Flyers for a first rounder. Yeah, that's about right. 4 stars. And playing the Canucks, so I'll try to throw the game by putting the backup in. Doesn't work. 5-3 win. Oh, but we lost Conrad. That's not good. Concussion-like symptoms 1 to 2 months. So just as he was starting to improve, he's out. And what spot was he in? Bottom pair left defense. Onto the injured list, and Rockford, which was already bad, is going to get even worse because I've got to bring back Renzel. I mean, it doesn't look bad on paper. I just can't seem to do anything right on the ice. Okay, Vancouver again, so I will start the real goalie this time. And we get a 7-1 win. Oh, Lucas Reichel back in the lineup gets first star with 3 points.
That's surprisingly good.
Well, he's done okay because we were sort of using him part-time the last couple of years, so I tried giving him full-time minutes at the start of the season and just did nothing with it. But yeah, this is starting to look like a really good year for the playoff race. Pretty much, I mean, theoretically possible that any team in the even the division leaders right now in either division in the Western Conference could wind up missing the playoffs. Things went badly enough. And January 22nd trade deadline is March 3rd, so you will get to that. Just out of curiosity, we got any big names on the trade block here? Negas. That's interesting. But after that, Hence, Pierre-Luc Dubois, who's had a big comeback in Washington, it's been really good for them the last couple of years, is apparently potentially going to be traded. Jake DeBrusk is there, but way too expensive. Well, a few things potentially, but there'll be more guys on that list as we get closer to the deadline. Oh, 6-4 lost LA. Don't want to end it on that. Detroit must be on a pretty good win streak at this point, because I don't remember seeing that 9 losses move at all. Check that before we go into the next game.
They were at 4 losses to start.
Oh, is it 4 losses?
To start the stream. So.
Well, regardless, they're no longer in single-digit losses. They just lost 1.
That's still very good. They're in January and only getting to double-digit losses.
And Dostal leading the league in goals against average as the Oilers are starting to climb their way up the division now. So that could potentially be a playoff problem for us. Okay, let's see if we can finish this on a winning note. Oh, Nadeau picked up a sore hamstring, so we'll just put Misiak in for 1 game. And should be able to get a win against San Jose. Instead, we lose 5-1. See, I wanted to pick up a couple of wins or a couple of losses there at the end, so your record at the start of the year wouldn't look quite as bad. But that will make it, you started, I think, 12-14-1, so I went 16-5-1 with essentially the same team. Just saying. Yeah, let's try 1 more. Or actually, maybe 2 more because it's a back-to-back. Soderblom against the near last place Bruins gets a 4-1 win. And I'll take this out, play the New York game, and then leave you with Montreal. And Nadeau is healthy again. And against the Islanders, I think this will be the last game of the stream. 5-2 win. 4 points from Bedard. Which puts him in...
lose.
Hmm?
Said I thought you were going to lose that one and be upset about it.
I won it, but I mean, still, somehow we're only in third in the division still. As Minnesota and the Jets keep winning. Oh, we got a late proposal from the Devils, which I'm sure is terrible. Jackson McComb, and they want to give us Nolan Foote. Yeah, hard passes. Stuck in the ECHL. Let's take a quick look at the player stats for the team. Yeah, Bedard way out in front now, as he should be. Besser and O'Brien doing fine in the first line. Lardis continues to be strong. Oh, Pinelli has picked it up some. Moore is still having a pretty awful year.
Going to be one of those times, huh?
Apparently. And after all of that, what does goaltending stats look like? Yeah, much better. Knight is actually slightly better than last year. Well, slightly better in goals against average, 1 point off in save percentage. And Soderblom is not great, but not actively awful. So we'll just advance it up to there. And do you want to wind it up here, Adam?
Sure. So with that, then, thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager, as well as twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments, with stream archives going live typically Saturdays at about 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our European viewers. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. You can also find us on Bluesky as @Franchise Hockey. We're also on Threads, Instagram, and other social media platforms, mostly as Franchise Hockey or Franchise Hockey Manager. Of course, you can reach out to us on our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to our official forums where you can come talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, Perfect Team Go, or anything else you wish to discuss. Jeff, did I miss anything?
Don't think so. I'm just looking at the guy in the Division III World Junior Championships at 2.5-star potential. Sreten Lazarevich of the Bosnian team who plays for Blue Bulls Sarajevo. Have to keep an eye on him. Definitely a draft candidate for us whenever he's eligible. Or is he eligible? Somebody grab him already? Nope. Watch the draft next year for him, I guess. Okay, and then you're with Montreal. I think we covered everything there, Adam. So thanks everyone for coming out. We'll be back with this next week, and I think we'll be up to should be just get up to the trading deadline, and may need to make a move there because it's looking pretty tight for the playoffs. Thanks everybody for coming out, and we will see you next week.